Good evening, I'm Ian Hannah-Mansing. Tonight, Michael Kovrig's secret trial.
This is completely unacceptable.
The tragic thing is that this is not only unjust, but it's also unnecessary.
On the ground in Beijing, as the Canadian is on trial tonight, plus why his loved ones still have hope he'll come home. Also tonight, reassessing reopening as cases rise.
I had palpitations seeing people in restaurants like that unmasked.
As several provinces consider loosening COVID-19 restrictions, health experts tell us hang on just a little longer. We're there as U.S. officials scramble to take care of a surge of children arriving at the country's southern border.
Do you think you'll have more chance to get into the United States now?
And why a change-up in Blue Jays broadcasting leaves some baseball fans cold.
It seems to be like a callous, cost-cutting move.
This is The National. It is Monday in Beijing, and Canadian Michael Kovrig, one of Canada's two Michaels, has been on trial accused of spying on China. This just days after Michael Spavor was also tried in secret. The scene outside the courthouse has at times been chaotic, police pushing reporters back, security tight. Canadian officials did try to get in. They were blocked, meaning they couldn't see the trial or Kovrig. With them on the outside, dozens of other diplomats from other countries there to show support.
We've requested access to Michael Kovrig's hearing repeatedly, but that access is being denied. He's been arbitrarily detained, and now we see that the court process itself is not transparent. We're very troubled by this.
Kovrig's detention began in 2018, right after Huawei executive Meng Wanzhou was arrested in Vancouver. Kovrig accused of spying on China, but Canada maintains his arrest, and Michael Spavor's is simply an act of retaliation. Freelance reporter Patrick Falk has been outside the courthouse for us in Beijing. And Patrick, are you been able to get any sense of what's happening there?
Look, the reality is we don't know anything more about what happened to Michael Kovrig or Michael Spavor after today. The Chinese have done very little to allay suspicions that this is really a show trial designed to give China leverage in its talks with the Americans in Alaska a few days ago. We know that the topic was brought up according to a Biden administration official, but we don't know what was said exactly. But here we are, as I say, not knowing anything more about where the two Michaels go from here. Of course, it's also brought up some very questionable matters related to China's legal process. And if I may add also, we've also had security really obstructing the work of journalists throughout the day and making it very frustrating for them to report on this story.
And how does it compare what's happening today in Beijing to what you saw last week with the Michael Spavor trial?
Well, it really has been vastly different for a lot of reasons. You know, it was all fairly orderly, and I would say that reporters were generally allowed to cover what was happening in Dandong. Of course, there were a lot fewer reporters that were there because it was difficult to get to. We didn't get to see Michael Spavor in person, but we did see him arrive in a security vehicle. We haven't even seen any sighting of Michael Kovrig, whether in person or in any vehicle at all whatsoever today. And the security has been much, much tighter. And for whatever reason, they particularly don't want this story to be covered here in Beijing today.
Freelance reporter Patrick Falk joining us throughout the evening here on The National from outside the courthouse in Beijing. Here in Canada, Michael Kovrig and Michael Spavor's loved ones can only watch anxiously and push for political action. And as Ashley Burke explains, hold out some hope that a resolution could still come.
Canada is waiting and watching, hoping the trial unlocks an opportunity to bring the two Michaels home.
It's advancing no interest, not even for China, and it's causing immense human suffering.
Veena Najabullah is married to but separated from Michael Kovrig. She's also an international security expert and told Rosemary Barton Live she was happy to see U.S. officials push China in a meeting in Alaska this week.
But what really will make a difference for Michael and for Michael's power now are actions and concerted diplomatic effort on the part of all three governments to find a path forward.
The Michaels were arrested a week after Canada detained Huawei executive Meng Wanzhou to face extradition to the United States. She's under house arrest. They are detained under harsh conditions.
It's already 832 days. It's much longer than I thought it would go on when he was first picked up by the Chinese government.
Experts say the Chinese government wants to show strength, which is why it's going through with court proceedings, where there's a 99.9% conviction rate. But they suspect China is also weighing the potential political cost.
Should them be convicted and sentences, people will be very wary about engaging with China, trading, sending people there studying, and even, going to China for leisurely purposes.
I kept clinging on to hope. That's what I had.
China deported Canadian Kevin Garrett in 2016. Detained for more than 2 years, he waited another 5 months after being tried to learn he was convicted and headed home. And that offers some hope in the Michaels cases.
I try to focus on the fact that there might be a light at the end of this tunnel, right? And we will get through this.
Speaking before the trial, Najibullah said that she hopes Kovrig remains calm and uses every opportunity to defend his innocence after being confined for so long. Ashley Burke, CBC News, Ottawa.
Turning to the pandemic now, and the concern that even though the number of vaccinations is on the rise, the rate of new infections is also rising. Whether this is the beginning of a new wave or a bump on the way to widespread vaccinations depends on what people do in the coming weeks. Overall, average daily new cases are up about 20% from the lows hit last month. The increase not felt everywhere, but over the past month, the trend has been seen in Alberta, with case rates up about 50%. Same story in Ontario, where on average more than 1,500 people are getting sick every day. Talia Ricci is in Toronto tonight, and Talia, some COVID restrictions were lifted this weekend as the city marks a significant anniversary in this pandemic.
That's right, Ian. A ceremony this evening recognized that 1-year mark of the first COVID-19 related deaths. The city says it's also an opportunity to honor all of the lives lost over this past year. More than 7,000 in this province alone. And across the country, health officials are dealing with a balancing act, slowly opening back up while still trying to keep people safe.
Among the sunny, spring-like scenes today in Toronto is a somber reminder.
More than 2,750 residents have died here in our city.
1 year after Toronto's first COVID-19 related death, case numbers creep upwards. But this weekend, some rule changes came as a surprise.
Everybody in our industry was completely shocked and surprised that we get to open.
Outdoor dining is allowed now in Toronto, and the capacity for indoor dining in the province's red and orange zones has increased. This comes the same weekend health officials declared a COVID-19 outbreak at a steakhouse in a Toronto suburb. Dozens of patrons may have been exposed to a variant of concern.
I had palpitations seeing people in restaurants like that unmasked.
Some experts are wary of reopening too quickly and encouraging residents to spend time outdoors instead, where the risk is lower.
What we're going to see is certainly a third wave of cases, and how we behave determines how high that wave is.
Other provinces are trying to strike a balance as cases tick upwards. Manitoba's debating easing restrictions, while in Saskatchewan, dozens of schools are shifting to online learning this week due to concerns over outbreaks of coronavirus variants. Dr. Darren Markland in Alberta shares those concerns.
B117 is a beast. It's far more infectious.
Alberta's premier and his cabinet are meeting Monday to discuss reopening. Dr. Markland is against relaxing restrictions now, noting it's the first time in several weeks hospitalizations are not decreasing.
I've been down this road now 3 times. To continue to do the same thing and expect a different result is truly the definition of insanity. We've put a lot of hard work into getting the numbers where they are, and we don't want to blow it right before the finish line.
A finish line experts now say is visible.
This is the last stretch.
And here in Toronto tonight, residents have been encouraged to leave a porch light on or leave a light in their window in remembrance of those who have died during the pandemic. Ian?
Thanks, Talia. More vaccine is coming into the country than expected, starting with the AstraZeneca doses from the United States. That's according to the minister responsible, speaking on Rosie Barton Live.
It's just wonderful that we're able to come to an arrangement for 1.5 million doses coming into this country before the end of March. The big lift is happening, and the provinces and territories need to be ready.
The U.S. AstraZeneca doses could arrive as early as this week. In total, Minister Anand said that 9.5 million doses of approved vaccines will have arrived by the end of March. The original target was 6 million. As more vaccine comes into the country, the provinces are getting them delivered. If you look at daily vaccinations per capita, we've seen an 8-fold increase since early February, now is good or better than many countries in Europe. But the U.S. is vaccinating on average nearly twice as quickly, even when you account for the population difference. But that hasn't eased the public health anxiety in the United States, particularly during the spring break holiday. Ellen Morrow shows us how this weekend's festivities became too much even for Florida.
Chaos in Miami Beach. Spring breakers defying curfew, police firing pepper balls to disperse the crowd. The city now under a state of emergency. Overwhelmed by visitors, undaunted by COVID.
I have the vaccine, so I don't care.
Partiers drawn by Florida's lax rules.
I'm from Boston. Boston, you gotta wear a mask everywhere you go.
That's why you came here?
Exactly.
Florida is one of the most open states in the country. It also has one of the highest COVID rates. Recent spikes driven by the B.1.1.7 variant. More contagious, it could gain a foothold across the U.S. as these revelers return home.
If you're coming here because you've been pent up and you want to let loose or you think anything goes, please don't come here.
That plea as travel picks up. Yesterday marked 10 days in a row of more than 1 million people flying across the U.S. All the while, several states are easing restrictions. Confidence coming from a faster than expected vaccine rollout. Still, cases and hospitalizations are creeping back up, triggering fears a fourth wave may be imminent.
It could go either way right now, and this is why it's really important for the governors to stay the course and to implement masks and social distancing. This is the crunch time.
But for those seeking party time, Miami Beach's crackdown is too much.
Still afraid, but I'm ready to go back to normal. Yeah, I'm ready to go back to normal.
Normal will still have to wait for now, but maybe not for long. The Biden administration has beaten its goal of 100 million shots in arms before the end of April. President Biden says the new target may be to reach 200 million doses by then instead. Ellen Morrow, CBC News, Washington.
5 days after that deadly shooting in Georgia, the anger and outrage echoed today in Canada. 6 of the 8 people killed were Asian American women, and that has only added to the crushing weight of anti-Asian racism widely reported during this pandemic. Matt Demore shows us the response in Montreal.
Hundreds of Montrealers united in solidarity. They gathered to speak out against anti-Asian racism and to remember the victims of the deadly Atlanta shootings, 6 of whom were Asian women. Erica Zhang and her friend came out to lend their voices. She remembers hearing the news from Atlanta this week.
I felt sick and just sad, really sad and really angry.
Zhang and all the others who gathered marched through downtown Montreal, stopping in the city's Chinatown for a vigil. Last year, once the pandemic began, Montreal police recorded 22 crimes targeting Asian people. That's 19 more than the previous year. City Councillor Kathy Wong says the sting of racism has been difficult.
Unfortunately, these events have been happening throughout the whole COVID-19 year. And what's hard is that we don't feel safe in the streets. We don't feel safe when we go to the grocery shopping. We don't feel safe when we're in the public spaces.
It's an issue being highlighted across the country. The Chinese-Canadian National Council put out a report last September. It found Canadians reported more anti-Asian racist incidents per capita than the U.S. since the start of the pandemic. On Rosemary Barton Live, 3 Asian Canadian members of Parliament shared their experiences.
You know, some people have even taken to call the coronavirus, COVID-19, the Quan virus, as an example. That's directly attacking me as a Asian Canadian.
Despite the tragic events that led to today's march, Wong sees a ray of light.
Today was such a great moment of solidarity. It is one of the first times the Chinese and Asian community has come together in Montreal, protesting and talking about racism, and I think that this is a positive step towards recognizing this issue in Montreal, but also working together.
Matt Damour, CBC News, Montreal.
The RCMP civilian watchdog says Mounties perpetrated racial discrimination against Colten Boushie's mother after he was shot and killed by a white farmer in Saskatchewan in 2016. As Bonnie Allen shows us, Boushie's mother feels vindicated by the report, but many say there is much more work to be done.
There are still conflicting reports about what exactly happened here on Gerald Stanley's farm when the white farmer shot Colten Boushie in the head. But now this watchdog investigation sheds light on how RCMP handled it.
There was certainly racism, discrimination. The actions of what I saw, unfortunately, were not a shock to me.
The commission found that the investigation conducted by the RCMP was generally professional and reasonable, but there were mistakes. For example, the RCMP failed to secure the crime scene and protect evidence. Brian Pfefferly is a criminal defense lawyer who has followed this case closely.
Those people who assume that police officers are acting with malice are making the wrong assumption. They're acting in a very difficult situation, trying to approach situations that are difficult, often with inadequate resources.
The commission concluded officers racially discriminated against Colten Boushie's mother, Debbie Baptiste, after the shooting.
To me, I live a nightmare.
The commission found officers who went to Baptiste's home asked her if she had been drinking and even smelled her breath. The RCMP officers involved dispute that.
Debbie feels positive about the finding of discrimination in the report. She has been saying this all along, how she was treated with discrimination and racism the night that Colten was killed.
Delia Opikaku says there must be truth before reconciliation. She hopes this is the beginning.
There has to be a lot of work done to try to change those attitudes.
The watchdog made 17 recommendations. The Saskatchewan RCMP issued a statement saying it has already implemented 16 of those, including mandatory cultural awareness training for employees. The Boushie family will speak at a press conference on Monday. Bonnie Allen, CBC News, Regina.
A revered Mi'gmaw elder and teacher has died. Gilbert Sewell was dedicated to teaching the Mi'gmaw language and culture. He's being acknowledged today for helping to preserve them. A member of the Papineau First Nation, his many honors include the New Brunswick Human Rights Award. Gilbert Sewell was 81. Less than 2 weeks before opening day, the Toronto Blue Jays broadcast season began today.
Brett Gardner steps in. There's the first pitch of the game. It's upstairs for a ball, and we are underway.
In the first spring training game broadcast live this season, the Jays hosted the New York Yankees and didn't go well. The Yankees beat the Jays 8-3. But for many fans listening on the radio, hearing a television play-by-play was just as disappointing as the final score. Thomas Dagra explains.
This is Toronto Blue Jays baseball.
Here's a sure sign of spring, the return of baseball on the radio.
And that'll be a one-out base hit for...
But this season, the game sounds different. Not only are COVID measures again keeping the Blue Jays away from Toronto, but owner Rogers is citing staff safety for upending a time-honored tradition. Play-by-play for the radio has been cut, replaced with sound from the TV broadcast. And for John Ray, it's not at all the same.
It seems to be like a callous, cost-cutting move.
He's a longtime baseball fan, and he's blind.
Swinging a high fly ball to left field. Gardner.
So Ray would usually depend on the radio commentary for a detailed description.
Not only to describe what's happening on the field, but to tell us about the ambiance. Paint the picture of what's happening in the stadium.
Listen as the pictures on TV do some of the talking after this famous home run.
Now the 2-2. Well hit down the left field line. Way back in.
On the radio, that same hit required a bit more context.
A swing and a belt. Left field. Way back. Blue Jays win it. The Blue Jays are World Series champions.
Of all the things that they could cut, cutting back radio for baseball just doesn't make sense to me.
Here's the first pitch and a swing and a foul.
In Major League Baseball, it's practically unheard of, a team without dedicated radio broadcasters, like the late Tom Cheek, the voice of the Jays for decades, or for the Montreal Expos in later years, Elliot Price.
I really can't see this happening in any other market, and I also can't see it happening next year in Toronto. This is a one-year thing, and they've made a mistake.
There's been no word from Rogers on the plan for next season. Perhaps when the Jays return home, radio could be back as well. Thomas Daigle, CBC News, Toronto.
There's mounting pressure on the White House to address the worsening situation on its southern border.
Families are entering the country, and there's no way of controlling that.
Coming up, we take you there and speak to some of the thousands seeking asylum in the U.S. Plus, the pandemic forced many couples to delay their nuptials, but one is fighting back against having to pay thousands for a canceled wedding.
The contract wasn't fulfilled, and money should be refunded.
Plus, the Beatles drummer Ringo Starr on getting vaccinated and reuniting with Paul McCartney.
I'm always so excited when we get the chance to play together.
We're back right after the break. Welcome back. A lot of wedding plans were ruined by COVID-19, and that could end up testing the law around contracts. Couples are fighting to get back tens of thousands of dollars in deposits on wedding venues. Here's Erica Johnson with one couple that decided to go public.
They envisioned a summer wedding with a fancy dinner and dancing, and shelled out big bucks to save the date.
Our second deposit, $2,600.
All told, Calvin Chan and Joyce Fung put down over $10,000 to secure their dream wedding venue just north of Toronto. They signed a contract to hold the event last July, but the pandemic sucker punched the wedding industry. To push the event ahead a year, the venue asked for another $5,000.
And I said, that's ridiculous because you can't even fulfill your end of this contract.
Their wedding plans left at the altar. The couple says their deposit should be returned.
The contract wasn't fulfilled. That is what it is, and money should be refunded.
The owner of the wedding venue says he's been left in the lurch too, and says the contract is clear. Deposits are not refundable.
Nobody knew this was going to be like this, so it kind of puts the brakes on everybody just getting up and leaving.
This lawyer says frustrated bridal couples are reaching out daily.
At the end of the day, a business is a business, and it runs its own risks as it functions, and couples should not be expected to bear that burden.
Legal arguments she and others will soon make in court will be open to brand new pandemic interpretation, she says, like one clause sure to be hotly debated, the term force majeure in many wedding contracts. It deals with unexpected events beyond a venue's control.
This is new territory. We have old law that we can rely on, but it's never been used in this context.
Joyce Fung and Calvin Chan say they've been forced to take a wedding date this June at their venue, but still don't think they'll be allowed 100 guests by then.
Instead, the couple says they'll keep pushing to get their money back, and now say they plan to make it legal in a small ceremony surrounded by family. Confident this past year has shown them they can thrive in good times and bad. Erica Johnson, CBC News, Vancouver.
Coming up, the White House tries to get a growing crisis under control.
The border is closed.
We speak to the families desperate to get across as border facilities become overwhelmed. Plus,
the government hates being publicly criticized.
The fallout after celebrities weigh in on India's farmers' protests. Welcome back. U.S. Homeland Security says it's making progress on new facilities to handle the surge of unaccompanied migrant children at the closed southern border, though it's not offering a timeline.
We established 3 new facilities just last week. We are also implementing new efficiencies in the HHS process so that we can unite these children with their relatives here in the United States.
Biden's administration has resisted calling the situation a crisis and blames the mess on the Trump administration, but the numbers have surged since then. Susan Ormison headed to the border to meet those dealing with it all.
They come in early morning. Running from the border just to the south. We spotted 6. Teenagers, maybe, trying to avoid detection, darting into Texas fields, headed north, destination unknown. Minutes later, up that same road, a large group rounded up by the U.S. Border Patrol. Families, mostly Central Americans with young kids dirty from the trek. Teens traveling alone, hoping they won't be sent back, at least not right away. For the vast majority who clear criminal checks, getting picked up is the plan. A risk worth taking to try to claim asylum inside the U.S. The Rio Grande River on the international border is only about 2 kilometers from this spot. This group of 80 likely crossed over sometime in the last 24 hours. Scenes like this with increasing numbers are happening along this border daily. Down the road, another roundup, part of a new surge, twice as many apprehensions over this time last year, building pressure on what critics call Biden's border.
We're going to have to deal with the fact that families are entering the country and there's no way of controlling that. You know, as much as they want to, they can't, because they can't send them back home. They can't send them back to Mexico.
Sister Norma Pimentel runs sanctuary shelters in Texas, this one in McAllen, crowded with new asylum seekers picked up recently and released into the U.S. Several times a day now, dozens are escorted to the shelter after mandatory COVID testing.
Would you call it a crisis currently? Well, it's a crisis when we don't do nothing about it, you know. And so if we can work together in this response, it won't be a crisis.
The U.S. and Mexico butt up against each other here with only the narrow Rio Grande in between. The wall, begun under President Bush and continued under Trump, has wide gaps. President Trump enforced a Remain in Mexico policy in 2019, keeping asylum seekers out. Thousands of Central American migrants were stranded at this former camp in Matamoros, Mexico. Last month they left. The camp was closed after President Biden reversed Trump's policy, allowing these asylum seekers back into the U.S. But Aura Cruz hasn't been able to leave yet, still stranded with her great-granddaughter, Dolce. The girl's mother was killed back in Guatemala. A grandson died in the camp. I'm worried about the girl, she tells us, because I could suddenly die, so I'm eager to keep fighting for asylum. Shelters along Mexico's northern border are now straining to care for the migrants stuck between two worlds. In Nuevo Laredo, a Catholic charity took in migrants fleeing their violent lives in Central America, but were turned back in Trump's era. It wasn't easy. Our lives were in danger, says Edgar. It's sad because my wife is a teacher and I was a public employee. I never imagined we would emigrate this way. Edgar and Delilah fled gangs in El Salvador over a year ago, paying a smuggler to get them across the river, but they were forced back into Mexico. They're still on a list of asylum cases, waiting.
Do you think you'll have more chance to get into the United States now?
Yes. We've seen on the news, a lot of families have already been granted access to the U.S. We hope that's our case as well. Back on the U.S. side, surveillance has ratcheted up. Texas calling up its National Guard to augment Border Patrol. Criminals and contraband filter in alongside families. Near the border roads, we find evidence of the cartels who control the perilous river crossings. Discarded wristbands, this one labeled Arrivals.
Border officials say smugglers are using these bracelets to identify migrants, how much they paid, and which cartel they went through.
This spring, migration on the southern border is fast becoming President Biden's consuming problem. Even as the U.S. warns, don't come, every day more do. Susan Ormiston, CBC News, Abram, Texas.
In eastern Australia, massive flooding has forced thousands to flee their homes near Sydney. Officials say the river surrounding the city of 5 million could hit its highest level in 60 years. Several dams, including the one containing Sydney's main water supply, have already spilled over. And Icelanders can breathe a little easier after a volcano near the capital, Reykjavik, erupted Friday. Officials say lava flows now appear to be subsiding and pose no danger to the public. The volcano had been dormant for 900 years. India's massive farmers' protests have been front-page news in that country for months, but only more recently has much of the outside world taken a closer look, due in part to the efforts of high-profile foreigners. Tonight, Salima Shivji is in Delhi with her reaction to the international attention.
At the sign of a camera, I'm interrupted mid-sentence, and the crowds converge. The chants ready on cue. These farmers, camped out for months now in protest of India's new farm laws, know the world is watching. They saw this, one of the world's biggest pop stars, wondering why the world wasn't talking about the large-scale protests.
Her one tweet
suddenly making everyone talk about it.
Surprise, surprise, it is international pop star Rihanna. There's one single tweet and the internet went crazy with
the media too, after climate activist Greta Thunberg and other stars joined in. On the streets, there was anger from some hardline pro-government groups intent on burning the celebrities' photos. But at the largest farmers' protest site, even weeks later, there's gratitude.
Rihanna basically supported to us. We feel very thankful.
This farmer has been here since late November, watching the international reaction with glee. He says if Rihanna can tweet and the Indian government gets so scared, that is powerful. India's Foreign Affairs Ministry did lash out, dismissing what it called inaccurate and sensationalist social media comments.
India has warned Canada, asking to refrain from meddling.
Just as it did when Justin Trudeau, prioritizing domestic politics and speaking to Canada's large Sikh diaspora community, became the first world leader to comment on the protests last December. Not on the substance, but on the violence that greeted the first demonstrations. This former diplomat was so affronted, she and a dozen others wrote a scathing open letter addressed to Canada's Prime Minister. The message, butt out.
These laws are an internal matter of India. It's not a matter of any international concern or any other country.
The farmers say the new laws will hand control over crop prices to large corporations and destroy livelihoods. The government has disparaged the protesters, calling them extremists. A sign for this journalist of a left-leaning magazine that the sustained protests are rattling a highly sensitive government.
The government hates being publicly criticized. They are worried about how the world outside is perceiving what is happening.
The international spotlight may have dimmed somewhat, but the battle of perception is far from over.
We are here for our future generations and our livelihoods.
With the protesters entrenched, vowing to stay put. Salima Shivji, CBC News, Delhi.
When we come back, pandemic wisdom from Ringo Starr.
Everybody on the planet right now is experiencing the same thing.
All these years later, he gets by with a little help from his friends. Next. one of the world's most popular bands, still making history a half-century after they broke up. A new documentary is about to reveal dozens of hours of unseen footage from their last performance. So what better time to catch up with Ringo Starr, one of the 2 surviving members of this legendary group. He spoke with Tom Power, host of CBC Radio's Q, about making music through the pandemic.
Whether you know him as the drummer of one of the greatest rock bands ever, the Beatles, or for his 20 solo albums, there's no denying Ringo Starr is a legendary musician. He's received 9 Grammy Awards, been inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame twice. He's an actor, author, photographer, songwriter, fashion model, and he's even been knighted. Before the world knew him as Ringo Starr, he was Richard Starkey, an only child raised by a single mother. In 1962, he became the 4th and final member of the Beatles. Now he's one of the 2 Beatles left. Turns 81 in a few months and is still producing records. Still tours across North America with his all-star band. And just this week, released 5 tracks on his new EP, Zoom In. Recorded at his home studio during the COVID-19 pandemic, it is nonetheless filled with Ringo's trademark messages of peace and love and fun and joy. How are you holding up? Are you feeling good and everything?
I'm holding up okay. I mean, you know, it's another year now we've started. But last year was up and down, and I honestly can't see it working out this year either. If I do have this 2-room studio here, this is where we make the music.
Here's to falling on your face, getting back up and winning the race.
And it's a lifesaver, really, because, you know, I got to play my drums, which I love. And also, people as strict on themselves as I am through the virus came over. So I had moments to hang out with musicians with masks on. It was still some contact, you know. It's a lifesaver, really. So I made this EP, Zoom In.
The distant star is reachable. Every moment is teachable.
When I was listening to Zoom In, Zoom Out, like I was thinking about who we were. How about you? Have you had any perspective like that?
Well, you know what? Everybody on the planet right now is experiencing the same thing. And, you know, that's what's far out. It's not like I could fly somewhere and it'd be okay. Because it's not okay anywhere. You know, that hits you hard. You know, there's a lot of struggling going on. And, you know, sometimes I get miserable and I want to do something. Go, oh, I'm going to go out. I'm going to go wherever. And the end result of that could be what? Death? Okay, I'll stay home.
Did you get the shot?
Oh, yeah. I got 2 shots. So,
oh, yeah.
And it's incredible how much weight that takes off your mind. And if I get it, God willing, I'll be able to fight it. Because you know what, Tom? I'm a little older than you.
I mean, a hair.
And I had TB as a kid. Bring in the violins. Yeah, things were sad.
Well, I'm glad you're feeling all right.
No, I feel good today. And, you know, I'm in the middle of, I know we're talking about this EP, Zoom In, but actually I've started my EP2 already because I'd like it out in October. Because right now it takes a long time to get anything out.
Here's to right now, right here. Here's to the night we won't remember with the friends.
It is a good song for the post-pandemic, isn't it?
Yeah. And so it's a sing-along at the end, and that's what we were aiming for, that the people would like be hugging each other, but that's not this year. So yeah, I love the sentiment.
Yeah, I sure did, buddy. You had Lenny Kravitz and Dave Grohl and Sheryl Crow and of course, Paul McCartney, as you're saying. What was that experience like for you to be able to collaborate, even if from a distance?
Great. You know, if you want to, if you could, sing the chorus with me on the end of this song. And everybody bar 2 said yes.
You know, when I was listening to the song, I thought about Paul. I realized I know a lot about how the other 3 fellas in the Beatles met you, but I have never heard how you met Paul. What's your earliest memory of Paul McCartney?
We went into the coffee bar, Rory Storm. I was in Rory Storm and the Hurricanes, And we were the top band in Liverpool. And we went into this coffee bar, and downstairs they had a basement, and we heard some music coming. And that's the first time I met him.
Oh yeah, I'll tell you something.
I'm always so excited when we get the chance to play together. I mean, when we were playing together as a band, we were the best band in the land. I don't care what anyone says. And we knew each other. It was like psychic.
I want to go out there a little bit and say that I think that friendship is an important thing in your life. Forgive me for what might be a bit of a broad question, but what has friendship given you over your life?
Oh, it gives you like friendship. I have friends from way back. You know, I was in a band and I had 3 brothers, and that was great. I'm an only child, so that was great for me. And I was in a couple of bands, but it really cemented itself in the Beatles that we were 4 lads from Liverpool and we were going to the top.
I was thinking about you because I was watching the Peter Jackson trailer for the new Get Back documentary. I should say, for people who don't know, it's a recut of the original Let It Be. I watched a sneak peek of it. I was really struck by how much fun you all seemed like you were having, because the original doc was all focused around that you were fighting. It was just so lovely to see your joy. What's it like for you to see this new version that focuses on the good
I've moaned about the original one forever. I mean, the only great thing the other one did is that we played live.
Don't let me down.
We got on that roof and we played, you know, live. It was so great. We hadn't played in a couple of years. And we didn't play after that as the Beatles. We found like 2 years ago, 56 hours of unused footage. How far out? All of that was full of joy. Good morning, everybody.
It's nice to see you guys together. It's nice to see John and George too. I know I was just realizing that 20 years now since George is gone.
Yeah. And 40 for John.
Hard to believe. What was George like?
George was great. He was a great friend to me. You know, he's a beautiful human being, and he just loved music. He was another guy I could go to about, well, you know, whatever I'm moaning about. I could talk to George. You know, I miss them. It's like, it's really hard some days. You know, I miss them every day, but you have to carry on. Like I miss my mom.
Yeah, I know. You know, when things were hard, when the band was breaking up, you were still, you know, everyone seems to still love you, and you still seem to get along with everybody.
What's not to love?
You're right about that.
You know what I love? I'm so proud of the music we made. And so every generation has a Beatle moment, and that's how we carry on. And I used to think we were doing really well because we streamed like, I think it was 5 billion last year. 5 billion streams. Get off. And then I look at Drake, and he does that a day, you know.
Not bad though, all the same. Ringo,
no,
lovely
we're
to see you.
still doing good.
Lovely to see you.
Yeah. Anyway, lovely to see you, Tom. And it was really nice talking to you. Peace and love, brother.
Peace and love, my friend. Peace and love.
Peace and love.
Peace and love. See you, Ringo. Take care.
Thank you.
You can watch Tom Power's full interview at cbc.ca/Q or tune in tomorrow to CBC Radio 1 at 10 o'clock, 10:30 in Newfoundland. Coming up, it's not Lucy in the Sky. Instead, 2 teens from PEI.
Oh, that's so cute!
Why a high school couple found themselves on cloud 9. Stay with us. It started as just another day up in the sky for Carson Gray and Amy Plaggenhoff, 2 grade 12 students from Prince Edward Island. The sun shining, not a cloud in sight. But little did Amy know Carson had a question to ask. It's our moment.
Do you see your house? That was scary. I do see your house. Oh!
From?
Oh, that's so cute!
She didn't just want me to, just ask her just the question, so
Since I have my pilot's license, which is pretty unique, I knew I had to do something with that. Told my mom to grab some Kool-Aid and a sprayer, and she took care of all the spraying.
Of course I'll go to prom with you.
You want to go to prom with me?
Of course I do. That was really cute. Not many 17-year-olds can fly a plane to ask somebody to prom, so I thought it felt pretty special.
Yep, I grant her that. It was pretty special. I think they've kind of ruined it for every single couple at that high school. How do you possibly outdo that? Fortunately, many, many years ago, when I was in high school, the expectation was just like an awkward, embarrassing phone call, which I managed. I managed to live up to those expectations, low though they were. That is The National for March 21st. Good night.